I wanted to take a full day in order to get my thoughts in order because, man, these sets look good. I didn't want any sort of honeymoon phase affecting my thoughts on the sets, but I do have to say, after comparing these sets to older Ninjago sets, these just seem much more exciting and interesting than the old ones. I do want to emphasize that I'll only be giving my thoughts on the actual Ninjago sets of this wave, not the spinners, as I do want to dedicate a separate in-depth video for them. With that being said, let's dive right in. The first set we're going to be taking a look at is the Monastery Training, and I wanted to start off with something lackluster because I do agree that this just seems like a reskin of the Ninjago movie's 70606 Spinjitzu training set. Is it a terrible reskin? No, far from that actually. I really love the inclusion of the punching bag build that's cleverly integrated within the set, and the other training dummies look pretty good too. It's just that I really wish LEGO would have waited another year or two in order to prevent fans from essentially buying the same set only a few years apart. The next set we're going to take a look at is the Samurai Mech, which in all honesty seems like a fine set to me. I do agree with the community's opinion on how weird and ugly the Skullkins look, but other than that, the mech looks fine to me. I do realize it's an extremely scaled down version of the first season's Samurai Mech, but we also have to consider the fact that LEGO is trying to make these sets more affordable for casual Ninjago fans and LEGO fans alike. And perhaps they didn't know whether a Samurai X Mech set would sell well, so they experimented with it and decided to scale down its size. All I know is that the set doesn't seem nearly as bad as many are making it out to be, with the worst part of it being the two Skullkin minifigures. The following set is a weird one for me, because I adore Zane's snowmobile and feel like it's an absolute upgrade from its previous version, but I'm not really too fond of Kai's blade cycle. It just doesn't seem as cool as the original one was, and this is probably the only time I'll be saying that phrase in this video. I just feel like while all the other sets were improved upon, this one was hindered back, and I realized LEGO had to deal with a budget for the set, but considering the fact that the original blade cycle was only $15 and relatively small as well, you'd think that this newer version would be just as cool as the original one, but that simply isn't the case. On top of that, most of my subscribers are familiar with the fact that I absolutely despise the new Spitta and Lasha minifigures, so throwing them into the one set I'm not completely sold on is just going to result in a pass from me. Diving into the next one, we've got the Golden Dragon, and honestly, I'm satisfied. I was a bit worried when I found out the set was only going to retail for $20 and be much smaller than the original. The original was already small as it is, so having the new one be even smaller was a big point of concern for me. Luckily, I actually love the design of this new one, and I'm quite surprised with the decision to return to a molded dragon head, which we haven't seen in a while now when it comes to Ninjago dragons. It's a nice nod to nostalgia, and the minifigure selection is just really good. I will admit that the new feet do kind of resemble chicken feet, but that can be easily replaceable if it really does bother you too much. The next set we'll be looking at is Jay's Stormfighter, and I'll be honest, this is the one set that surprised me. When the preliminary images released for this set, I honestly thought it was such a step backwards from the original, but I guess there's some validity in the saying, never base your thoughts off of preliminary images. I'm pleasantly surprised with how nice this build looks, and although the minifigure selection isn't fantastic, it does include my favorite Serpentine Pythor in it, which is a really big plus in my opinion. Since Pythor also comes in its purple version, this makes the Stormfighter pretty desirable for anyone who wasn't able to afford the expensive Ultrasonic Raider back in the day. Luckily, I was able to put that one down on my Christmas wish list in 2012. But yeah, I've got nothing but positive stuff to say about this set, except for that gross Lasha minifigure. Ew. The following set is probably one of my favorites of the wave. Cole's Earth Driller is just such a step up from its predecessor, and let's not forget about that giant stone warrior. I mean, it's about time we finally got him, and LEGO actually held true when it comes to the name Giant Stone Warrior, since this thing is absolutely massive when compared to minifigures. I'm really in love with how the warrior looks, and I was pretty scared when I heard it'd be brick built, because a lot of brick built big figs are either really good looking or extremely ugly, and this one is definitely good looking. Although I am disappointed that the Earth Driller only seats 2 minifigures and not at least 4 or 5 like it did in the show, I do want to thank LEGO for increasing the space in the cockpit since the last set. And let's not forget the fact that the cockpit actually looks absolutely gorgeous with those stickers placed onto it. I really hate stickers, but this is one of the few times I'll let them slide because they truly do add to the set. The minifigure selection is pretty solid too, so nothing really to complain about there. Finally, we've arrived at the Monastery of Spinjitzu, and man oh man, this has got to be my favorite set of the wave, and possibly one of my favorite Ninjago sets of all time. I've been waiting for this thing for a while now, and it's always amazed me how long it took LEGO to finally make an actual monastery set since it first appeared in the pilot episodes. I will say I'm a bit disappointed that it only comes with one villain minifigure with that being Y-Plash, but can I really complain about minifigure selection when the set includes all 6 of the ninja and Sensei Wu? I do want to point out that it's a bit weird that Nia is included with her ninja attire in this set, since it does say the set was featured in Season 1 on the bottom left hand corner, but yet Nia only became a ninja in Season 5. But that's a discussion for another day. I'm just really pleased with the amount of detail this set has, and I will definitely say this set was absolutely worth the almost 8-year wait. This is a must-buy for me and for any Ninjago fan in all honesty. But yeah, all in all, this is a really solid Ninjago set wave, and I'm really impressed with all that it has to offer. Sure, some sets have a few shortcomings, but they're overall very good and offer a lot for their price. I'm really curious to hear what you guys think about these sets and whether you all disagree or agree with my opinion. Feel free to let me know down in the comment section below, and I'd love to have some conversation with you all down there. But yeah, that pretty much wraps this up. If you guys are brand new, feel free to subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys all in the next one.